What is going on, Texans fans? Welcome back to the channel. We need to talk about some serious uncertainty surrounding our franchise quarterback. While we all want to lock in our leader for the long haul, new information suggests the front office might be hitting the brakes on a massive contract extension. Why the sudden hesitation from the team? Is this a calculated move or a warning sign for the future of our offense? I've got the full breakdown on this situation, and you won't want to miss it. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's dive into this. The conversation surrounding the immediate future of Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud has shifted into a new phase during this 2026 offseason. Despite C.J. Stroud becoming eligible for a contract extension for the first time, he currently remains without a long-term agreement. Back in late May, C.J. Stroud addressed the situation by stating that whatever happens, happens, suggesting a flexible approach to his contractual status. Recently, the Texans took a definitive procedural step by picking up the fifth-year option for 2027 attached to his rookie deal. However, NFL insider Dan Graziano reported on Tuesday that the organization appears in no rush to commit to a long-term financial marriage with the quarterback right now. While the Houston Texans are typically known for being proactive and early with their contract extensions, the current strategy involves waiting to see how the 2026 season unfolds before making a final commitment. This patience likely goes both ways, as C.J. Stroud could also be aiming to wait and put himself in a much stronger negotiating position following a significant on-field performance this year. The decision to hold off on a massive deal is a calculated move for the franchise, keeping their long-term financial flexibility intact as they evaluate the trajectory of their signal caller. The current reality is that both parties are effectively hitting the pause button, waiting for the upcoming games to dictate the terms of any future partnership. For the fans who are shouting Toro time, in anticipation of the new season, this development serves as the primary storyline of the summer. The team is clearly prioritizing a wait-and-see approach, ensuring they have the most information possible before tethering their salary cap to the future of the position in the coming years. The reasoning behind this deliberate pace stems from the recent fluctuations in performance metrics for C.J. Stroud. NFL insider Dan Graziano noted that the most recent appearances from the quarterback did not necessarily reflect the standard of a franchise centerpiece. Specifically, during the two playoff games this past January, C.J. Stroud struggled with ball security, throwing 5 interceptions and losing 2 of 5 fumbles. These statistics represent a point of scrutiny, especially when contrasted with his highly successful 2023 campaign, where he earned the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Since that standout rookie season, there has been a perceived regression in his output, a factor that is directly influencing the current contract timeline. Although C.J. Stroud has secured 3 wins in 6 career postseason starts, the Texans are looking for more consistency before locking in a massive long-term financial commitment. The organization is observing whether he can regain the form that made him a standout talent during his initial entry into the league. By choosing to let the 2026 season play out, the team is essentially asking for a return to that high-level production before entering into high-stakes negotiations. This creates a high-pressure environment for the quarterback, as his market value and future in Houston are now intrinsically linked to his performance on the field throughout the upcoming months. The team is not ignoring his past successes, but they are clearly highlighting his recent struggles as a necessary catalyst for the current delay. As we look at the roster management, the team is focused on maintaining operational efficiency, opting to minimize financial risk until they are certain of the trajectory for the position for the remainder of this current era. Why does this matter right now for the Texans? The decision to delay an extension for C.J. Stroud has significant implications for the team's roster construction and salary cap management heading into the 2027 cycle. By not finalizing a deal now, the franchise preserves its ability to navigate the market with more liquid resources. Furthermore, the surrounding context of the offense is a critical factor in this assessment. Dan Graziano pointed out that the team has struggled to build a consistent run game or a reliable offensive line to support C.J. Stroud, which might explain some of the difficulties he has faced in regaining his rookie form. This reality makes the upcoming season a vital data point. If C.J. Stroud fails to bounce back from last season's disappointing conclusion, the nature of these extension conversations could become significantly more complicated, despite the fact that the team has reached 3 consecutive divisional rounds. The depth of the quarterback position is being tested by this wait-and-see approach. If the team does not see the growth they require, the lack of an extension provides them with an exit ramp or a period to reassess their options for the future. Conversely, if he succeeds, the price for a long-term deal may increase, but the organization will have the clarity needed to proceed. The immediate impact is that the focus remains entirely on the upcoming performance of C.J. Stroud, as his ability to handle pressure both in the pocket and at the negotiating table will determine the financial outlook for the franchise. The team is weighing these factors carefully to ensure that their commitment aligns with the on-field results, keeping the entire organization in a state of evaluation as training camps approach in 2026. Beyond the internal evaluation of C.J. Stroud, the broader landscape of the NFL is also influencing the Texans' cautious stance. With high-profile signal callers like Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens, Baker Mayfield of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles potentially becoming available in the next offseason, the market for veteran talent remains fluid. The Texans are aware that keeping their options open could be a strategic necessity if they do not manage to reach a long-term agreement with C.J. Stroud before the 2026 season officially kicks off. This external competition provides a benchmark for what elite quarterback play looks like and how those players impact their respective franchises. By avoiding a premature commitment, Houston is ensuring that they are not priced out or locked into a contract that might prevent them from pursuing other roster needs. It is about maintaining leverage in an environment where quarterback movement is increasingly common. If the current season does not yield the stability the team expects, they could find themselves in a position to pivot, utilizing the flexibility they have maintained by not signing C.J. Stroud yet. This does not mean the team has turned its back on him. Rather, it highlights the importance of the 2026 campaign as the definitive proving ground. The organization is positioning itself to be prepared for any eventuality, whether that involves a high-value extension for their current quarterback or a total shift in strategy if the production does not stabilize. For the fans waiting for the next big move, the message is clear. The success of the 2026 season is the only factor that will resolve the current uncertainty surrounding the future of the position. As the 2026 season approaches, the spotlight remains firmly fixed on the performance of C.J. Stroud. Every snap he takes will be analyzed not just by coaches and fans, but by the front office as they determine if he is the long-term answer. The narrative of this season will be dominated by whether or not he can overcome the obstacles of his recent performance and the challenges of the offensive line and run game. If he can demonstrate the command and consistency required for an elite quarterback, the path to a long-term contract extension will likely open up once again. However, if the struggles persist, the Texans are effectively prepared to move forward with the flexibility they have protected by picking up only the fifth-year option. This situation encapsulates the business of the professional game, where the desire for stability is constantly balanced against the need for proven results. The fans cheering Toro time will be watching closely to see if C.J. Stroud can channel the energy of his rookie season into a performance that secures his future in Houston. There is no doubt that the stakes have never been higher for the quarterback. His career in the city depends on his ability to lead the team back to consistent success. The organization has set the stage, the financials are in place, and the timeline is established. Now the final outcome rests on the shoulders of C.J. Stroud, who must translate the expectations into wins on the field. The upcoming months will either solidify his status as the cornerstone of the Texans for the next decade, or lead to a difficult period of transition for both the team and the player as they face the reality of the evolving NFL landscape.